So we're working at the moment on building a little AI engine,
Yeah.
which goes out there and checks all the prices for products that we've currently looking to procure on that day.
Wow.
And then it price checks them and then gives us better rates of our suppliers, because a lot of our suppliers offer a price check service.
Okay.
But they're expecting you to send a link with a qualified product,
Yep.
which takes a lot of time to find.
Not with
But we've
AI.
got a little AI bot. There you are. And
Wow.
that drives value for our clients. And that's more of a, I mean,
Yes.
it doesn't make a massive difference to the bottom line because materials aren't a huge percentage of the cost of the job. But what it does, it proves to clients that we're investing in driving value for them
Yeah.
at every turn of the journey. And it simplifies that process, right? And it also means ultimately then, my guy at Juicens or whatever is going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, these guys are price checking me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just give them the good rate from the start, right? And
Yeah,
just save everyone a
exactly.
bit of time.
I mean, AI is going to fundamentally change the way that most of us do business.
Yeah, totally, 100%. And I think it is. I think the real challenge is going to be for those people who are. For me, it's incredible. Like, it is eye-opening because I'm at the stage of my career where I've got that knowledge base and I can now leverage that knowledge base with AI.
Yeah.
So instead of me having to employ lots of part ones or part twos, like rendering models and stuff, it's done automatically. Like when I first started out, we would literally, as a part one of your first jobs after architect school, is to sit there and model spaces on the computer and then create rendered images. Now it's all loaded in the modeling software, and as you model, it's rendering live on the other screen.
Wow.
It is insane. And things like now I use Claude every day
Do you?
because I'm just like, if it's like a calculation or something, I'm like, this is a building, please calculate me the risk of overheating. These are the areas, this is facing that. And it'll do me a little calc and it'll give me all of that. So normally I'd have had to like either do it myself and spend an hour working it all out, or I'd have had to get a more junior member of staff to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a real challenge for our industry and also lots of industries, is that how do we bring the staff and the leaders of the future forward if they're not going to have the opportunity to learn by doing all of those lower value tasks that feed in? It's a pyramid, right? So you've got all those little bits that stacking up to kind of coming up here. But if you've got my knowledge base now,
Yeah.
I can do a lot of those lower, or starting to do more and more of those lower value tasks instantaneously by leveraging the AI.
That's a very good point. So ultimately, if you use the pyramid analogy there, what you're saying is that we might end up having lots of people at the top of the pyramids just with the skill set they've got, because all the repeatable tasks, all the small tasks are being done by AI.
And how did we get to like somewhere near the top of that pyramid?
Yeah.
Is by doing all those little tasks and learning on
That's
the way
right, yeah.
and experience. If you don't have that access, that experience, how do you ever attain that goal? So it becomes okay, fine, I'm all right, Jack. But what does that mean for the rest of the population? And also, what does it mean for my kids?
Yeah.
So how are they going to have a meaningful engagement with the life of work if that kind of opportunity is taken away from them? So it kind of raises more existential questions about the future of humanity and what does the world of work look like?
Do you worry about this for your kids?
I'm not a worrier. I'm a problem solver.
Yeah.
So I see it as an opportunity, but I'm definitely cognizant about putting myself and our position in place where we've got options to do different things rather than relying on traditional routes to education and employment.
I said something on a podcast recently with a guy called Josh White, and I said that you've been to Italy, right? You know, these beautiful buildings, and you notice from as an architect, you'll be walking around and you'll be seeing these wonderful buildings and how like, not like London when it's just like these like red brick buildings, but they've got like all these different designs, these beautiful balconies and those sorts of things. Even if you go to Rome and you go into the Sistine Chapel and it's beautifully painted and all this sort of stuff. Are we going to get to a point with the use of AI where rather than doing all of the small jobs that take up loads of time, people unlock their creativity and we go back, rather than having this like, you know, you walk around London right now and a lot of the buildings look the same, they look a bit ugly. And you go to places like Milan or to Rome or wherever you are, and you're like, wow, these buildings are amazing. It's because they've not lost that tradition. And I guess what the UK did, sort of post probably the 1970s, 1980s, is they went for cheap. They went for how quickly and how easily could they build mass properties. And so we lost that traditional element of him. And my theory is that actually what we might do is unlock people's creativity again, and people start going back to building beautiful things as opposed to...
I think if you can solve the issue of universal income, so
Yeah,
how
there's
do you
that.
drive value
Yeah.
through an economy and through an output, like in terms of GDP, to support people at a base level so that they are housed, they can eat, they can educate themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think if you can solve that, and I don't know the answer to that, then I think, yes, the ability to elevate people's thinking and enable to deliver enhanced living spaces and environments, that's when it's interesting. So that's one of the things I'm looking at doing for our business in terms of our next steps is we're working with a company called Block. And it is digital manufacturing for the superstructure of buildings. So we design the whole building on the computer, and then we cut out all the parts, which are like flat pack, and then we make modules with them, and then build the building out of them.
Wow.
So what that enables us to do is it enables us to integrate all the services and all the architecture, and for a known quantum, build it in a factory and then deliver it to site. So we're building 3 houses near in South London at the moment with that product. We've just done a studio building, which was a bit of a test case, which was amazing. And so things like that. And then that means it drives my cost down. I can deliver architecture that's beautiful because I'm not just toshing out rubbish to hit my margin. I can make those savings and invest those savings in the quality of the finishes and the product and the design. And then our goal is to, we've done some development, but move back into that urban infill development game, leveraging these digitalized systems so that we can deliver quality architecture, but something that adds to the environment. So one of the things about, we talk about ambition, is for me, part of ambition is about legacy. So it's about being able to say that's a job well done and leaving things on this planet that enhance the lives of the people who use them or experience them or live in them. I don't want my name written everywhere, but just like, that sense of I've done something that is permanent is going to be around for 100 years rather than, gone in an instant.